안녕하세요 from the piano kitchen. So, ingredients: garlic, pear, Spanish onion, ginger, warm bok. This is the star of the show, warm bok cabbage. It's called spring onion. I'm using a purple carrot. Lots of salt. I use, instead of sugar, I use this. What do you call it? Monk fruit sweetener. Instead of soy sauce, I use coconut aminos, and instead of fish sauce I use tamari. Or yeah, I think yeah, so that's the basic ingredients to produce kimchi. So this is my step number one. This is the first thing to do, the cabbage first, because we're going to salt the cabbage, and I just want to show you how to cut it. Cut it into half like so. Try to avoid your fingers, and then you quarter it. Quarter, right? And then the other quarter, but let me just show you very quickly. So you get yourself this quarter, cut out the solid bit in the middle, right? And then you place it this way, cut it into chunks. I like it quite chunky. I don't want to make it too fine, you know, I like to have a bit of, plus they shrink. You're gonna salt these and chop them all up like that, okay? They're going to shrink anyway once you salt them, and the next step is to put them in salt. So I have chopped up my 1.5 large wombok. What I do, I'm going to put about this much salt. There's no water in it, just salt. Just salt. This is the salt is to, well, number one, it's going to go, the salt actually finds its way into the vegetables, but it also draws out the fluid from inside of the vegetables. Okay, I'm just going to massage it like that. I'm going to triple what you just saw actually, like, you know what I just did, triple. Okay? But I won't bore you with the video. I'm just going to kind of be thorough, make sure every piece gets a bit of salt. Yep. The bottle was nearly full, and it's now, I guess, 1/3. I've used up 1/3 of this bottle into this and massaging into the vegetables. But don't worry, you're not going to be eating all that salt. We're going to actually wash it out afterwards. Now I'm going to let this, I've been doing this for a while, I'm going to let it sit there for about 20 to 30 minutes or even more. I'd say 20 minutes, and then I'm going to wash it off. So I've chopped up the purple carrot into small little pieces like that. It's going to be interesting, okay, because it's not a traditional ingredient. The spring onion, I'm now going to chop them up into small, tiny pieces like these, and then I'm going to then chop them into the cabbage here. Okay, you saw the cabbage. You saw the cabbage, they've shrunk already. Didn't you see that? I'll just show it to you very quickly. They've shrunk. The salt has pulled up the fluid. So I've chopped up the purple carrot and the spring onion, and I'm going to put them all in to the rest of the cabbage. As you can see, it's shrunk. It's a space for it now. The salt has pulled up the fluid. So remember how it was full? Well, it's not full anymore, is it? So I'm cutting the Spanish onion, the one Spanish onion, into, you know, like that. And I'm going to put them into the whole collection as well, all of it. Just break it up a bit. Not that it matters, because we're going to wash the whole thing in water afterwards. It's been sitting there for 15 minutes, and in the 15 minutes I've been chopping. I'm going to put in this much sugar, maybe 2 tablespoons. Okay. Well, I'm not using sugar, so this is actually good for you. It's got the prebiotics and stuff like that, and I've got my pear, got my ginger, and my garlic. Now I'm gonna find this is too much, so I'm gonna do it in 2 batches. Okay. Did I miss anything? So I'm not putting in these yet. I'm gonna put these last. I prefer that. I did put about half a cup of water in it just to make it all happen. I did it in 2 batches. and it looks something like that. Okay, a bit creamy, kind of, yeah. As you can see, it's all the vegetables have kind of shrunk. You know, that's everything we put in that was right up to here, right up to there, right to the brim. It's now half. Look at that. It's because if you look at the bottom there, a lot of the water's been drawn out. You can see the liquid. See, can you see all this? That's the water that came out of the vegetables themselves. So mainly the cabbage. The rest of it's just been sitting there for 5 minutes, and that's all I want. Okay. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to wash this thoroughly. Wash it all off. Wash off all the salt on the outside, because the salt has permeated into each piece of the cabbage. Not necessarily the carrot and the onion, because I only put them in, you know, for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna wash this thoroughly in cold water. Ooh, that was warm. Cold water. The whole point is to wash every bit of salt on the outside of the vegetables. Okay, so wash it, massage it, do it a few times. I have a little strainer that I use. Where's my little strainer? Strainer, come to me. There you go. I use a little strainer. It's too small, but you know, I make do with what I've got. I might strain it like that, and then, you know, a bit of common sense. Just wash off the salt. So it's all been washed. Give it a bit of taste. Yep, not too salty, because in the past I've had some that's like too salty. I put too much salt and left it there for an hour. All the salt's gone in. This is just nice. So according to that taste, I am now going to put some of this supposedly soy sauce and fish sauce, but I'm using coconut amino, which is good for you, and tamari. That a Japanese lady said to me, it's tamari. It's tamari. In Australia, we say tamari, not tamari, like karate, not karate. And that feels about right, you know? You go by feel, you know? Remember this? I'm gonna use my hand. It's very clean because I've been doing all this in the salt solutions, massage into it. And there's one last ingredient, of course, the chili. I'm gonna massage everything in. With the chili, I'm not gonna use my hand because it'll go into my everything. I'm gonna use a spoon, or maybe I'll wear a glove, we'll see. But with this one, it's kinda alright, you know? Actually, no, I'm not gonna stir with my hand, I'm just doing this, not so I don't waste any of these. Oh, gotta be careful with the blade. Ouch, my finger! Okay, so we're gonna stir it in with the Korean chili. So let's see, let's start with, I think 2 tablespoons, quite fair, full heap tablespoons. We'll start with that, putting it down carefully, using a spatula. I'm not going to use my hand, I'm not silly. Stir. It looks kind of, doesn't look very Korean. Okay, not enough, I think. What do you reckon? Yeah, maybe double that. I think double that for my taste. Yeah, for my look. For all you know, this is good enough. It's got that sauce in it that will help to ferment. And this might be enough chili for you, but for my taste, I'm gonna double it, which is really not that much. Okay. Oh, that's enough. Okay. Let's see what this looks like if I double it. You can also, you know, you can tell just by looking at it how it's gonna be like on your tongue. Okay. So keep stirring, and this is ready. This is ready to bottle, and you bottle it. Put it in a room temperature, away from the sun. I put it in my pantry actually for at least 4 days. Actually, no, I have a little fridge that's switched off, so it's not too cold. If it's too cold, it slows down the fermentation. Right now, that looks nice and spicy. Okay, that's about right. So this is almost full. It's quite big, it's quite a lot. It says biscuit. Okay, so I got a little bit left there, maybe just, that's it, done. Now, I don't want it to be up to the brim, I just want to leave some space there because it will, when it fermentate, or when it ferments, I don't know, what's the right word, fermentate? It will expand, it will blow bubbles, I think. Okay, and I'm gonna just shut it, you know, this is loose, you know, the air can come out. Same as this bottle, I'm not making it full so it won't explode, you know. And I'm not gonna close it tight, I'm gonna leave a bit of fresh space there. This here is for a few people who don't want chili and who is actually allergic to anything that is fermented. So I'm giving this salad to Amelia, my daughter. Yeah, it's got everything else but the amino, but the tamari and the coconut amino. Everything else is there. Yeah, we're gonna put this, what I do is I'm just gonna put it away. I'm gonna actually put it into this fridge, my special kimchi fridge. It's not on, it's not cold. I'm gonna put them in here, locked away in the dark. And that's it, that's ready to go. By the way, that's got your name written on it, Sava. That's yours. I'm gonna fill it up, of course, and I might even put a bit of extra chili in there for you because you know you're a chili freak.